Bust down rolling for the hell of it. It's my time to shine, spotlights is my element. Fuck a plain Jane, don't insult my intelligence. I don't plan on selling it, so I don't see the relevance. You niggas having pawn shop nightmares. I'm light years ahead of niggas, even on a light year. Dom Perignon stain the laces of my night ears. Born poor, but I'ma die rich, nigga, life's fair.
So there was a rumor. Can I talk about this? Yes or no? You can shut it down.
A rumor about what?
A rumor that you left the Breakfast Club because Caesar got you for like $500,000.
No, that definitely did not happen.
You should.
1,000%. We've never done no business together, period. And so I saw that too. I saw that went viral. I left the Breakfast Club because I got my own show. And so for me...
You didn't like being with the guys no more?
I think anybody would want to branch off and have like a show with their name on it. So if any one of us would have had that opportunity, I would understand branching off to do it. And so to be able to have my own syndicated show and not have to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning anymore, now I wake up at 7. Mm-hmm. It's like a whole quality of life change for me. Mm. And so I'm just really excited to be in that. There was no way I would be like, no, I don't want my own show. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think anybody would say, no, I don't want it. And so, you know, I was excited. And when I met with Thea, my boss, she wanted to tell me in person because I've been asking for the show for years. Mm. I was like, I want my own show. I thought it would be at night. And so when she came to me and said, actually, we're giving you nationally syndicated, I'm on in 44 markets, Monday through Friday from 10 to 2. Wow. And so that's a huge.
Oh, man. Black girl magic. Come on, man. Black in here, man.
That's a huge situation for me to be in. And it's not easy. You know, there's people in different markets that may not necessarily have wanted to welcome that. There's people that have been really supportive, and I can tell, you know, by the work that gets put in when people are supportive and when people aren't. It's not an easy situation, but it's a great one to be in. And so for me, I love a challenge. I like the fact that I was on the Breakfast Club for 12 years. Wow. And even when I first went there, I came from having my own show for like 5 years. Right. To knowing that at some point I would go back to having my own show. I always knew I would. And so I'm just grateful that it finally happened. And so, no, it had nothing to do with a, quote, real estate deal gone bad. That, I promise you, never, ever happened. Because if it did, I would talk about it.
Okay.
You hear
about it. Okay.
Wait, hold on. I got a question real quick. Good. Well, it's about the intro to her morning show. I don't understand why there's a Southern artist.
Plies?
Yeah, why Plies is doing your
I am on, it is nationally syndicated. So I am on in Orlando. I'm on in Tampa. I just like the song. It was lit.
Okay. I just wanted to know. Right. Okay.
And he don't do a lot of stuff. And so honestly, when I first announced that I was having my own show, he said that to me as a gift. Like, you know, happy birthday. I did this song. Mm-hmm. And he didn't say use it as your intro. But I was like, this is perfect. And they actually had like kind of chopped it up a little bit at first, but I was like, no, let's play this song. It's actually a full song, but I just play a piece of it. Mm-hmm. But I just thought it was dope. And like, if everybody knows me, you know, me and him are good friends. And I think he's hilarious, like an amazing person. And I think it's great that he did that, you know, just to be like, I celebrate you.
So when's your birthday?
January 3rd.
January 3rd?
Oh,
it's just studio, my nigga.
What?
BDS is up. I'm just saying. Word. Just saying. Word happened. You know what I mean? How was it? 12 years on the Breakfast Club. What were your best and worst moments?
The best moments, so many. I mean, honestly, like getting into the Radio Hall of Fame, that was something I didn't anticipate. And that happened during the pandemic. So that was a big deal. Even things like being in the Source. Hey, Mac. And just being on that list, you know, of the top personalities and being number one on that list. Things like that are a huge deal.
The Power 30.
Yeah, the Power 30 list. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you.
Reading that in jail. I remember seeing it in the Source.
We were on the cover.
You're both welcome.
Yeah. You know, for us to be on the cover, we were on the cover of that issue. That was huge for me. And so, you know, those are moments I could never, ever take away from. Just even getting on Revolt and having that opportunity and having our show every single day on Revolt. Just seeing how our show grew from the very beginning, the Ray J moments, you know, where he first called in and it was very controversial, but that really helped solidify our show.
Right.
Raise
Yeah.
your moment.
Indoor pool, outdoor pool, you know.
I let him drop my
He
top.
actually inducted us into the Radio Hall of Fame. That's
Oh,
how
shit.
important that
Raise
moment was. Yes, he did.
Wow.
Just because our show at first was not, it takes a while for things to catch on.
Right.
And so even having a nationally syndicated, well, our show wasn't nationally syndicated. That was a big deal for us too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we first found out, we got syndicated on the weekends first, and then we got syndicated daily. And that was a huge deal. Milwaukee was our first market. And I remember how huge that was for us. And so, you know, those are some great moments. And then, you know, clearly we had some times that weren't that great.
Right.
You know, and so
Was you scared when Birdman came in the studio?
I was just confused because, to be honest, like
All three of y'all.
when Birdman came up there, he and I had spoken several times. I was managing J Electronica.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wanted to sign J Electronica.
Mm.
And so we had spoken. So I was like, we know each other. Why? I'd never said nothing sideways about him, you know, so, and he wanted to come on the show.
Right.
And so I think we felt the energy when he was in the waiting area. I don't think that was necessarily about me or envy, but he had some issues with things that were said on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said that he just got angrier than he thought he would when it started. And I know everybody has made amends since then.
Right.
But I don't know that I was scared more than like surprised, like what just happened?
Right.
I didn't think we were in danger.
Did you feel like you were a hostage to Charlamagne's antics sometimes?
I feel like when you're on a show with people, if one person says it, people look at it like all of you said it. Even if you don't agree. And I'm sure like anybody that's on a show that has a cast will feel like what one person does affects everybody.
Right. But being in media, sometimes you're sitting there and some shit gets said and you're like, oh shit.
And you can say I don't agree, but people don't hear that.
But technically, are you supposed to say that you don't agree, or are you supposed to sit back and see how it plays out?
If you don't agree, you should not agree. Like,
Right.
That's just what it is. I think that's the point. If we all agree, right, that's not interesting. And that's not people being individuals. And I think even for me, in the position that I am, a lot of times I might have a different point of view.
Right.
And that's happened throughout the show. And people have attacked me for it. Oh, she's whack. She disagrees with them. She's a party pooper. And she's not.
Really?
All the time.
Who tells you that?
All the, like
you get that
on
from?
social media, people
The
would say
comment
that.
section.
Yeah, they'll definitely
The
say
haters.
that. Oh,
You sure it's not
she's-
your co-workers just...
I don't know who it is.
Streaming farms and shit.
You know, so that part does make it hard. That's why it is nice to be able to be like, I'm doing what I want to do. And I can, when your name is on something, I think it's easier to take responsibility for what's said because it is your name on it.
Right.
Because you can also be like, you know, I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. Or I don't agree with that. I could shut it down. But when it's a collective, you don't have as much say. And so sometimes you do end up, and that goes for all of us, like taking the responsibility for what someone else said.
Right. So things get messy sometimes.
Yeah, there definitely have been people who have approached me and had an issue, and I'm like, I'm not the one who said that. I don't even agree with that. So,
Right.
you know, that has happened.
What about the Gucci Mane situation?
I mean, listen, he said me and Melissa Ford interviewed him and such happened. Melissa's like, I never met him. That never happened. You know, so to me, it was like, I don't know what his purpose was in that. I've heard different reasons for why he may have done that. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, he did what he did. And I thought it was super disrespectful. It wasn't true. But if people, and that's another thing, like when we talk about, I could say, you know, the whole explanation of everything. And it doesn't matter. People will think what they want to think. They'll be like, why is she explaining this? Oh,
Nah, I ain't gonna front. I was sitting there like, nah, she did that shit. I don't know why. I don't know
yeah,
why.
but like I said, I'm glad he didn't say, you know, I hit him up or that something happened. I'd rather he say it didn't, and
Right.
at least that happened. But he said me and Melissa interviewed him. Melissa's like, I've never met this man in my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the facts are that didn't happen, but you believe this happened, even though.
Well, the first initial interview with y'all was kind of raunchy. It was.
Yeah, but you haven't seen the whole thing.
You know
what I'm saying? Yeah, it's only a little
clips
clip.
that's going everywhere.
You know,
What was in the whole thing?
You know, read the book. But my whole point is like that whole show when I used to be on Sirius, my whole thing was, listen, you know, we get raunchy because it gets great content.
Right.
And so it wasn't never like, I don't know you outside of here. we didn't hang out outside of here. We didn't spend time together. I didn't have your number. You didn't have my number. I'm okay with going on, doing this on the air and then leaving it there.
Right.
And that's fine. And that's not the only person. And he's the only person that's ever said something like that.
That's true.
And
you
he also
you
said,
keep all the rest in check.
yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just never happened before. Like,
Right.
what happened? You know, and then Melissa was like, I don't know why he put my name in there. I wasn't there. And then he was like, oh, I made a mistake. Like, she wasn't, you know, but it just didn't happen.
The greatest feeling in the world was holding my own gun. I'm hypertensive, but all my decisions been wholesome. My independence had me flipping on siblings I stole from. Said I'm just big and loud. Well, £0.5 pound is my silent treatment. I punched out plugs I could have stopped from eating. Jackie Gleason on the TV while his mama's sleeping. That plate was made, or he got that Chick-fil-A like she Polynesian.
The fucking niggas do to me though. So I stand there blinded while my jewelry glow.
That, or you can get to work. That's all it is. You just do the math.